Hola, Osla here from Simply Cuba Tours with a bit of a message today. It's a little disheartening for us and it was disappointing for the person, but nevertheless I believe that it is definitely a lesson learned and it is something that I wanted to share with you. It is about the topics that I have been talking about and have been pushing as a point and a point of difference for traveling with us as well. So this person has been following us for some time. He's written to us a couple of times on the newsletter, which is great. We always encourage you to ask questions because the more questions you ask, obviously the more we can help you and the more prepared you can be for your trip as well. And of course, we like to hear from you. Like that's what we're about. People is what we're about. So it was fabulous when he reached out to say, yay, we're finally going. We're off to Cuba. Even though he decided not to travel with us, he has decided on a all-inclusive hotel stay. So what then happened? Obviously, I don't fully know how the trip went. However, upon his return, I received a message to say, please remove us from your mailing list. We will not be returning to Cuba. Although we had a good time, your monetary systems and, life there is basically confusing. So it is obviously something that was disappointing for him. And, given that he's where he was staying, it's like saying I'm going to Bali and you're staying in Cuba and you're not going out anywhere. It's basically the targeted tourist area where, just like anywhere else in the world, same in Cuba, you're going to have people who are onto you saying, hey, buy this, come and do this with us. And obviously their prices are hefty. Now, given to that also, as I mentioned several times, the monetary system is in fact confusing in Cuba because there is the Cuban peso, there is the foreign currency which people often prefer, especially smaller service provider. There is the use of cards now that's pushed upon people in certain areas, especially in the touristy areas. And then some of these things you also have to be vigilant about because even if you go and choose to exchange money, obviously there is different rates in the formal and informal markets. If you decide to go with the informal market, then you have to be very careful who you are going with, whether you're getting the right exchange day for the day. You have to be up with that information and knowledgeable about it. If you're not, then you are seen as a person who can potentially be taken advantage of, which is not. It's never a good experience, obviously. Not to mention, as I said, like if you're in the hotel environment, in the touristy area, you're not getting the real experience of Cuba that we're often talking about. So this drives me back to my point, the same point that I always tell you about, is one, if you come and travel with us, we will get you out and about. You will get to see different sides of Cuba. You will get to meet the people. You will get to see the real life, how it's about, not something that's in a bubble of a touristy area. We also have a guide with you, and the guide is there so they can guide you with things like money exchanges, the formal, the informal markets. If you use your currency, how much you should be getting back, whether the restaurant where you're trying to do this is actually charging you the fair rate, they're charging you the rate that's going on for that day. If you're not getting people that are trying to suck you into their activities and stuff like that, because we pre-arrange, pre-organize with people that we know and trust that they will deliver a great service for you. So please remember, there is different kinds of experiences. Cuba is absolutely fabulous. You will have a different experience if you go and staying in a bubble, and you will get a different experience if you have a real Cuban, a local Cuban who lives and breathes the place, help you, guide you around. Hope to see you later.